Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. This is my channel where I give you my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings, my emotions. How do I feel about our football club? How do I feel about the goings on at Chelsea? And I tell you what we're going to discuss today, it's like every day at the moment, I feel as though I'm waiting for a sorry. You know when you feel like you've been done wrong. Someone that you care about has been horrible to you. They say sorry, but there's always the word but straight after it. Your sorry doesn't mean shit. If you hear the word sorry, or even if you do this yourself, this is life advice. Don't say sorry and immediately caveat it with a but. You're not sorry, you're just trying to appease the room. And what we are getting right now at Chelsea Football Club is the most bullshit that you could ever see. This is a joke. Chelsea pull off shock swoop for Rugby star Willie Issa to join in player support role. Issa to bring leadership and winning culture to Stamford Bridge. And then there's a link here to a Daily Mail article that we're not going to open. We are now signing people from the sport of rugby, that egg-shaped ball, not the round one. We are signing rugby people to instill a winning culture to Stamford Bridge. What the bloody hell are you talking about? Now, I don't know if you lot can remember assemblies in school. I know that the majority of you that watch these videos are above the age of 25. So maybe school is a long time ago for you. Assembly, where the year group comes together, or where the whole school comes together, and it's about as pointless as it ever is, really. Like, what a waste of 20 minutes of your life twice a week that was. Imagine if you could add up all that time and get it back. I wish I could. In assemblies, sometimes they bring in special guests. At least they did in my school. These special guests, I don't remember any of them. All I know is that they were there. This is like that. Do you really think a bunch of young footballers that get paid a lot of money, that know that they've got to show up and train, know that they've got to try and perform at the weekends, right? You think they're going to sit there listening to some bloke coming in from a flipping rugby team talking about winning? What? Because the man's got big biceps and triceps, Cole Palmer's going to listen to him. Nonny Madwecky's going to be like, oh yeah, this guy's going to change my bloody life. This is a flipping farce, man. What are we doing? What the hell are we doing bringing people into this club from different sports? What are we doing here to actually address the problem at Chelsea is that we don't prioritise winning anymore. So when I see this news about bringing in rugby stars for leadership and winning culture, I'm like, you know what? Why are we even hearing this as fans? At this point now, you're pissing everybody off. I'm not going to sit here anymore and say, oh, okay, well, yeah, we could be building something here. Piss off. This process is a farce. This process is a failure. 1,095 days since Chelsea last won a trophy. I worked it out yesterday because I was just sat here getting triggered by everything. What I keep seeing come out of our football club. PR, briefing after briefing after briefing. Look at this news now about João Felix. João Felix says he would be open to remaining with Milan beyond his half-season loan at the club. He's not even been there a week. And he already wants to stay in Milan over London. Over being at Chelsea with his best mate Pedro Neto. João Felix, right? When he first came to Chelsea, he loved it. He loved it. Wanted to come back a second time. Wanted to feel at home. Within 6 months, we have loaned him to AC Milan and he already wants to stay there forever. Even João Felix is clocking on to what is going on at this football club. We're told that Enzo Maresca wanted João Felix. So why does he not play him then? The reason Maresca doesn't play João Felix is because the club knew that we could sell him for more. Felix only ever came because we needed to buy him. Otherwise, you wouldn't have got the profit for Conor Gallagher. We wouldn't have received that money from Atletico Madrid, which would have been green arrows in the accounts. It's an absolute disgrace. And you know what? I've seen a lot of people coming for Maresca in the past few days, and I think that's wrong. Fundamentally wrong. If you think Maresca is the biggest problem at our football club right now, it's ridiculous. It's Blueco. It is the owners that don't seem... And you know what? I could have I could have allowed things if we saw some development in the plan, right? If we'd have seen a bit of deviation away from stuff like this. Chelsea have confirmed the signing of Dastan Satpayev. This kid is 16. We've taken the money that we got from loaning Renato Vega and bought a 16-year-old kid from Kazakhstan. Why? Because then we can utilise the fact that he's probably the best thing ever to come out of Kazakhstan, and there's another little market that we can worm our way into there. It's an absolute disgrace. I'm dreading watching the game against Brighton at the weekend because I'm already going over the edge. I've already seen enough. The way that Roman Abramovich ran this club, yeah, okay, a lot of people will talk about the sustainability of it, but like, the sustainability of what? Business? Yes, PSR has come into the Premier League and football has changed on a financial platform. And when you look at the economic background of what sports clubs need to do now, like, yeah, you do have to sell more academy players probably to be able to balance your books, to make sure that you don't get sanctions, that you don't get fines. But what about Man City? 115 of them. And what are we seeing there? Nothing. And then Man City now, even with 115 charges pending, they still go and splash 200 million quid. Chelsea keep monitoring Dario Esugo for the future after including his name in the January shortlist. 2005 born midfielder considered an interesting talent. I'm not even finishing the tweet. Interesting talent. What do you mean interesting? Frogs are interesting. Fish are interesting. Sharks are interesting. Now because he made a couple of tackles and I can't. I just cannot deal with this anymore. There was an opportunity in January to deal with it. There were opportunities in the summer, like the summer business that we did last year. Yeah, I get excited about transfers because it's exciting. You don't know that Dewsbury Hall, well, we should have really known. We didn't know that Dewsbury Hall was not going to be able to be anything close to what we saw at Leicester. But then again, that's the Championship. Buy Championship standard players, you get Championship level performances, you don't improve your team. But we sold Gallagher to Atletico Madrid for around the same amount of money. We got Felix out on loan. Vega out on loan. We got rejected by Matisse Tell in January and he went to Spurs because even he doesn't believe in what he's seeing. Like, look at the bench that we had against Brighton at the weekend. How have we spent 1.5 billion and still need a rebuild? Still need more wingers. Still need a striker to put ball in the net. Still need backup in midfield. Still need a spine. Still need a good goalkeeper. And we got 10. I've taken off a flipping jumper because I need to breathe a little bit. Honestly, I don't like making these kind of videos, guys. I don't like getting myself worked up. But the truth of the matter is, I actually am very fearful for the future, not only of our club, but just the league in general, man. The way that American ownership are trying their absolute best to worm their way in very, very soon. I think there's, 10 American owners right now in the Premier League? And how many fan bases of these American-owned clubs in the Premier League, how many of them are actually happy? How many of them are ranting and raving about how great their ownership is, about how happy they are with the way that their football club is being maintained, the way their football club is being protected, the way that the history of the English game is being cherished, is being loved, is being treated like it should be, with pride. There is nothing. There's nothing left. Football has become a business, and this goes deeper than just saying, the Chelsea owners, buck your ideas up or get out. Change this. Fix this. You've got the power to do so, but you're not going to do it. We've talked about the Vivid Seats scenario and how football fans are being exploited by our own owner. Premier League ain't saying nothing. Chelsea ain't saying, why would they say anything? But it's a disgrace. You're keeping people that have been going to our stadium for years, that have supported this club through thick and thin. Division 2, these people can't afford to go. They can't spend 17 grand on tickets. It's an exaggeration. No one's going to spend 17 grand to go to Chelsea because we're not going to see a Premier League lifted. At Liverpool, someone's going to spend that money to see Liverpool lift the Premier League. Because last time, flipping Some virus shit was there to stop people from actually experiencing that at Anfield. And as much as I flipping don't like Liverpool that much, like I feel sorry for their fans that have waited that long that couldn't go. I'm telling you now, man, Chelsea, we are right now the front runners in this because we're such a big club. The stark difference between the success of Chelsea and now, like I said earlier, 1,095 days since we lifted a trophy. We might lift the Conference League this year, but like the fact we're in that in the first place is a result of the fact that we have gutted out a squad that won the Champions League, gutted Thomas Tuchel, an elite manager who, thank goodness now he manages my country, because I think we might win a flipping World Cup. Been saying that for years too, but like, at least we can believe there. At least there's something that like, England fans, we can get behind Tuchel as a serial winner in cup competitions. What can we get behind now? I feel sorry for Maresca. I feel sorry that he's just got to deal with all of this. Like, you're going to get this guy, but he's going to be gone in a minute. How can the fans get attached to any of this? How can we start to build affinities with the players if they're just going to go? They're just going to be sold. A winning unit like Pep Guardiola's got at Man City is because they've been together. When it starts to go a little bit wrong, they invest in quality. They don't buy a 16-year-old from Kazakhstan. They don't go and buy from another club just because we're going to scratch everyone's backs and tickle you. Buy the right players. Improve the team. Stop. You're not going to get what you feel like what you're going to achieve by building something sustainable. No, it's all a farce. It's all a facade. It's a lie. I guess today I just woke up and just thought, you know what? Screw it. Like yesterday I couldn't even turn the camera on. I already had the tier list video made. I've been trying to upload as often as I can just because, yeah, this is my job. I love being able to talk about my football club. I love being able to talk about what I see on the pitch and speculating for the future and I can't really get excited about anything. I can't really sit here and be fake in front of a camera and pretend right now that I'm excited. Yes, I want to see Chelsea win. Yes, I'm going to be happy if we beat Brighton away at the weekend. Yes, I will be happy if we get Champions League at the end of this season and win the Conference League. Whoopie-doo. The fact we took the League Cup as if it didn't matter by not trying and turning up at Newcastle. Joke. The fact that we played like we did at Brighton at the weekend, playing as if we were 5-0 up when we're losing in a cup knockout, is a joke. It's a joke. And the fact that we started this video talking about bringing in a rugby star to instill a winning culture is a joke. And again, Maresca, fair play. I like Enzo Maresca, I do. But the winning mentality comes from the coach. And if now the coach is like thinking about positives when we lose, what hope do we have of instilling a winning culture? No rugby geezer can change this. The mediocrity that is just spewing out of this club right now like a sweat bead out of a gland of your body. It's everywhere. It's like a disease. We are infested with just bullshit. Yeah, okay, the transfer window's closed now. We can't sell all the players and bring in a load of new ones. I don't even think that's necessary. I don't think it's necessary to get rid of all the players. I think there is some really good players in there. But overall, we don't have a spine. We don't have anything to actually like build upon. The only good players that we've got, even they been looking disinterested recently. You can see it. Cole Palmer's mood ain't all of a sudden just going to get back to when we were winning earlier this season because Willie Issa's come in telling us how important it is to be positive and then we'll win. I'm sorry if you don't like this kind of thing, but I just can't sit back and just watch it just keep getting worse and worse without speaking my mind. Thoughts in the comments. See you in a bit.